Welcome to another episode of the Friday Reload number 24. Now, what we do with the Friday Reload is we get you caught up on what you might have missed during the week. So I myself, Sweeney, hand curate the best posts, news, and videos of the week. Now, if you're wondering how long this takes me, the answer is a little bit of time each day and about all day Thursday to get it filtered, get it done, get it put together, get it processed, and get it out there to you guys. So some of our big headlines this week are the 2014 local search ranking factors, how to launch a blog and get 17,800 email subscribers in 6 weeks, and more. Now, the and more is because there's about 15 or so different subjects covered in every single Friday Reload, but I got to grab your attention somehow, so that's where I have my cool headlines. So that being said, let's jump right here into the first headline. So this is announcing the 2014 local search ranking factors. I will give you the split, and then I will also give you the summary. So the biggest factor is on-page signals at 21%. That is followed by external location signals at 15.5%, my business signals at 14.7%, review signals at 9.8%. I skipped over, link signals at 18%. Then you have behavioral signals, so like click-through rate, mobile clicks to call at 6.9%, social signals at 5.8%, and personalization at 8.4%. Now, if you're wondering, hey, Sweeney, how am I supposed to keep all these crazy numbers in my head? Well, it's part of a pie chart. Now, you can see that in the videos that I post to YouTube or on the blog at digitaltriggers.io/Friday-reload-24. Now, the short and sweet version from Local SEO Guide. The top 10 local search ranking factors in a custom audit type format for clients. So, number 1, city and state in landing page title. Hi, I'm from insert location 2. Number 2, domain authority of website. Get some links and then get some more links. Number 3, page authority of landing page URL. Get some deep links and then get some more deep links. Number 4, quality authority of inbound links to domain. Don't be linking your stinky links to my beautiful site. Number 5, quality of authority of inbound links to landing page URL. And definitely do not pass that rotten juice to my landing page or I will hurt you. Number 6, physical address and city of search. I swear this is not a virtual office address. Pinky promise. Number 7, quality authority of struct citations. 1, Yext power listing with extra dupe suppression to go, please. Number 8, product/service keyword and website URL. Try something like Local SEO Guide or Apple Maps Marketing, or he has another one here that's a joke. Number 9, click-through rate from search results. Is your search results sexy? And number 10, city, state, and landing page head 1, head 2 tags. What this really means is use the city, state keywords prominently in the UI. Use whichever tag that you want. Next up, we have 2 stories on Facebook Atlas. So if you haven't heard about Facebook Atlas yet, well, you're about to find out. Now, Facebook Atlas was acquired from Microsoft for nearly $100 million in 2013. Most people did not understand why Facebook bought Atlas. So what Facebook Atlas means for brands and agencies: ad serving and tracking technology, which is going to solve 2 big problems for marketers. And I'm kind of surprised because I think I might be making a bold statement here, but what Google did with their YouTube purchase, Facebook might have done with their Atlas purchase. Whereas the Instagram purchase was a great one and Snapchat would have been a good one to get under their wing, I think Atlas might actually prove to be the game changer. So what's the strategy behind Atlas and what does it mean going forward? Facebook started with Atlas's DNA. And let me see if I can pull up real quick a slightly better description of what Atlas does. So basically it's a legacy ad server. Okay. So they took the Atlas DNA or the code, they rewrote it from the ground up, allowing them to use Atlas as a part of its push to measure cross-device and cross-platform and to leverage display targeting capabilities powered by Facebook ID. Now, this is a huge move for Facebook, and it has significant implications for brands and agencies, much more so than anyone could have predicted 18 months ago. It's going to open up two new and extremely powerful capabilities. It's going to let you measure ad campaigns across screens by solving the cookie problem, and it's going to let you target real people across mobile and the web. Wow. So Facebook is making moves, to say the least. Now, our other article, Facebook is unleashing its ads and surveillance onto the internet at large, covers this a little bit more and provides an in-depth example. So here's an example of the current problem that people are facing that Facebook is trying to fix. While lounging on the couch at home, you're browsing Facebook on your phone and you see an ad for some shoes. A couple of weeks later at work, you suddenly remember those shoes and log onto your work computer and buy them. In most cases, the ad server has no idea that the person who bought the shoes was the same person who saw the ad. From the shoe seller's point of view, the ad was useless when in actuality, the ad is what sold me on the shoe. Now, Facebook has the one thing at scale that no other web firm, with the exception of Google, can boast. They have your identity. When you log into Facebook on a phone or computer, Facebook associates that device with your Facebook ID. If you then use that device to visit a website that uses Facebook's login or embeds a Facebook tracker, Facebook knows. Now, among sites that let you log in using a social network, Facebook is the leader. Now, looking at this chart, basically Facebook's beating out Google. Looks like about 3% or so. Facebook had more of a dominance and then dropped. Facebook seems to be around just over 40. Google's just below 40. And then Yahoo and Twitter are trailing, and then there's a few others. Now, what Atlas is going to do is bring this ability to track individuals to ads on sites outside of Facebook. Facebook and Atlas also pull the data with other services, for example, store loyalty cards, through a data broker to match up those who have made purchases in stores. Facebook calls it people-based marketing. Now, Facebook does stress that the data is aggregated and anonymized, and that third parties do not see who has bought what. Next up, we have a LeadPages update. Now, I like LeadPages. I use the heck out of LeadPages. You should probably be using LeadPages too. If you don't already, probably use it. Now, what they recently added was you can get leads delivered right to your inbox with lead notifications. Where this is important for anyone where, let's say, the duration of the lead is a huge factor. So the example might be house sales or car sales. I know that you want to call those people and get them on the phone within 5 minutes or so. And the sooner you can do that, the more success you're going to have. This is a bit similar. I could also see it working well with abandoned carts. But for anyone that needs to know when the leads are coming in and then contact them, whether through a personal follow-up email or to contact them via a call, this is going to be a great feature for you guys. Now, we also had this week, we had major traffic sources no one talks about. So Justin Brook, the traffic guy that millionaires recommend from I Am Scalable, joins us this week. Now, he's a paid traffic titan, and he has a famous story of turning $60 into 6 figures. Now, we discuss offer creation a little bit and how to make your product unique in a sea of similarity. We also end up digging into the main subject of the podcast, which is covering major traffic sources that no one talks about. So we go over 4 different major traffic sources and the strategies to use them. We also mentioned 3 extra huge traffic sources. So these are extra traffic sources that you can go to as well. And I do not know if you've noticed or not, but we've been providing the transcription. So if you are more of a visual guy or you're a reader, you want to just pick out a few tidbits and you don't want to watch the entire or listen to the entire podcast, hey, no worries. We have the full transcription for you there. I'm not going to promise that the accuracy is 100%, but I would say it's about 95%. Next up, we have the definite guide to list building. So Acquire Convert comes out with this beautiful and huge 6-chapter guide on list building, and they even have a free WordPress plugin. Now, the chapters are as follows. Number 1, why you need to build an email list. Number 2, design your blog for optimal lead generation. Number 3, increase conversion rate of your website. Number 4, more techniques to get emails. Number 5, little known growth hacks for list building. And then number 6, building brand equity with lead nurturing. Now, why even build an email list? God, if you're listening to this podcast and you don't know why you should build an email list, I personally feel as if I failed, but here are 2 choice quotes. Email is the most important channel for you to cultivate. Michael Stelzer from Social Media Examiner. And then also, I've literally built a multi-million-dollar business on the strength of my email lists. 90% of my income comes from it. Even today, my email list is still my #1 business priority and asset. Michael Hyatt of michaelhyatt.com, 115,000 subscribers. So following that up, we have the anatomy of an optimal marketing email. Now, did you know that 66% of all consumers over the age of 15 made a purchase because of an email? Not a huge surprise. And 91% of consumers check their email at least once a day. Once again, not a huge surprise, but if for some reason you're not on the email bandwagon, hopefully that will push you over. Now, I highlight where he talks about creating optimal subject lines. So he talks about using alert, news, or bulletin, using daily or weekly in subject lines. Don't use monthly. Using sale, new, or video. Be useful and ultra specific. Identify yourself. Be visually different. Use timely topics and urgency that are top of mind. Use a call to action by asking a question. Test your subject lines so you can repeat what works best. And then use all caps to highlight words in the subject line. Also use the word free. Now you can check out that full infographic on the link on the blog. You can easily find the link below this YouTube video, or if you're listening to the podcast, there should be a link in the description. Why? Because I like to make things easy for you, because I like you guys. Next up, we have how to launch a blog and get 17,800 email subscribers in 6 weeks. So this is coming from the Blog Tyrant. And he says that every single blogger should learn how to launch a blog. So you might be thinking, Sweeney, I already have a blog up. Yes, and the Blog Tyrant says even if you've already got one up and running, the skills you learn at launch can give you massive advantages when promoting new posts and launching new products and blogs, etc. He shares a story where a reader took his advice to launch her very own fashion blog. Now, he had an original article, which was called How to Start a Fashion Blog and Make It Fabulous, which I got to say I love. So basically what she did is she launched, and he'd mentioned buying Facebook ads. So when she launched her blog, it's the first thing she did. She said it was very expensive, but it works nonetheless. At the moment, she's using a $300 giveaway plus Facebook ads plus LeadPages and getting a 53% conversion. That's about all she's doing to get subscribers. As of right now, she has 18,000 subscribers. Her open rate is at around 30%, and her clicks are around 7%. That's not bad at all. LeadPages actually did cover this. I didn't open the link in the window, but LeadPages covered how she ran the contest with Facebook ads and generated over the 18,000 leads. 1 second. Now, what I love most about this story is her willingness to spend money to promote her launch. So often we see people, worried about how can I do this for free? What free software? Free. When you can really just shortcut the process using paid measures. So guys, don't be afraid to pay some money, spend some money. Like, free advertising is dying anyway. So next up, stock photography versus real photos. Can't we use both? So admit it, we've all seen it before, whether it's a consultant site or your own site that has a bland, middle-aged dressed man in a suit, or testimonials featuring that woman with a fake smile that we've all seen before. I don't know how stock photos actually pull it off, how they look so unhuman and unauthentic, but somehow they do. Now, Conversion XL makes the case with data against using stock photos and instead using real photos. Now, this is a particularly big deal in the e-commerce space where it is viewed as the most important part of selecting and purchasing the product. Next up is the information, then description, and ratings and reviews. Not a huge surprise, but worth mentioning. Now, here's the problem. They point out a picture. It's a nice picture of a woman throwing her arms back. She's wearing a nice green dress, and she's in a field of grass. So you might use this picture. Well, guess what? Using Tiny Eye, you're going to see that there's 2,931 other results for that photo. Now, if you're really unfortunate, what happens if one of these people are your competitor? What happens if one of these people, someone had a negative experience with their site, or at the very least, banner blindness and ad fatigue? If this image has already been on the web 2,931 times, there's a chance people have seen it a few times before and they're not interested. Then they also include a funny story about the Everywhere Girl. So basically, Jennifer Anderson, back in 1996, posed for a stock photo shoot shortly after graduating college. Now, back in the day, people would subscribe to a service and they received their stock photos on a CD-ROM. Also, no one could easily find out who else was using these photos. I mean, this is back in the day. So it wasn't exclusive. Anyone could use them. And the funny thing is, she actually ended up in an ad for Dell and an ad for Gateway. They used the exact same person. So that's kind of funny. Now, Marketing Experiments did a test where, let me scroll down and find it, where they used, they tested a real photo of their client against their top performing stock photo. They found nearly 35% of visitors would be more likely to sign up when they saw the real deal. I mean, that's a pretty awesome bump. It was actually a bump of a 7.6 or 7.1% CTR to a 9.6% CTR. CTR is click-through rate, by the way. Now, what they do talk about doing is if you're going to use stock photos, make them your own. So scrolling on down, they give this example of milk being poured on like a blue background. Then what they do is they take it, they throw it on a black background, and they add in Mr. Milkman, One Drop, Your Fresh Milk Company. Now, by stylizing it a little bit, it kind of makes it come to life. It really makes it your own. Another thing that people do is they'll mess with the lighting to make it look more professional and or more real. One cool thing that an artist did was he combined two different locations. So what appears to kind of be like a cracked desert Sahara type scene with clouds in the sky. And he took another image of a beach, you know, kind of just a wave washing ashore, and he threw them on top of each other. So it kind of looks like this wave washing in this cracked Sahara desert. I mean, it's a pretty stunning photo. Why is it so stunning? Because it doesn't exist in real life. So that I like. Now, also, they use some eye tracking stats. Scrolling from Unbounce. So the eye tracking stat shows that photos of real people are as important visual content, and they are scrutinized. Then when they show, it's actually Yale, they show what's obviously a stock photo and or filler content type image that is very ignored. So food for thought, use real photos. Going to use stock photos, make them cool somehow, please. Next up, getting online video ads right. So video ads are growing in popularity, and knowing how to do them right is an essential skill for any marketer. Now, this was actually posted by Marketing Land, so kudos to them for putting together a good article. Usually these kind of blogs kind of just churn out topical news without much substance. Not to take a shot at them, they have their place, but that's how they normally look. So instead, we have a breakdown. Now, first off, the anatomy of a good video. Is it worth watching? Does it solve problems? In their experience, videos that attempted to solve problems convert well. They address specific needs, and hopefully they provide an immediate solution with your product or service. With this strategy, they've seen CPA figures 75% better than on regular search side of the equation. Next up, is it entertaining? Next, does it have a beginning, middle, and an end? Beginning, your intro, and if appropriate, why people should listen to you. Middle, your content, like how to decorate a cake, which should incorporate value propositions and a unique selling proposition info. Lastly, you want to end with your call to action. Please, please, please have a call to action. And the next step is, does it have a call to action? Be clear about what you want your users to take away from your video. You can use call to action overlays and annotations as external links for direct response. Now, a few video ad strategies, your watch campaign settings. You also have focusing on in-display video ads, Get specific to tighten things up, so demographic, interest, keywords, and use call to action overlays for more pop. Now, what's great about call to action overlays is they remain on your video even if the video is no longer being promoted. So that's a nice little hack there. Next up, we have 9 tips to stretch a small PPC budget. So maybe you're limited to only $25 to $150 per day, but here's some different ways you can maximize your PPC campaign. Number 1, use the AdWords coupon to get the $150 boost in your first month. This allows you to get a voucher for the same amount you spend on your first month on AdWords, up to $150. And I do believe, so up to $150 in free advertising credit. Number 2, focus on just one network, preferably the search network. Number 3, limit your number of keywords to a number you can control while still being able to get clicks. Number 4, monitor your broad match terms like a hawk. Number 5, focus on quality versus quantity and pause keywords that don't work. Number 6, figure out your bidding strategy and avoid ego bidding on terms. Number 7, use AdWords extensions or anything else that will help your ads stand out and improve CTR. Number 8, analyze quality scores for the long run. Number 9, pay attention to web clicks. All right. So on to tool time. So the first quote unquote tool is called Zeef. So like reef with an R. And this is my first time seeing them, and it's basically a fancy way to filter information. So this one is on link building, a link building resource. And it is a great piece. It focuses on resources, tools, browser add-ons, industry-specific strategies, videos, case studies. I mean, they got a lot here. So I think this is going to be great. Anyone out there, trying to do some link building and Zeef in general, I'm curious to see kind of how it grows, how it looks. Next up, we have Sniffly, which I've heard of before, but it was worth re-mentioning. So if you're sharing a lot of content on social media, so maybe your Facebook page, your Twitter, you're finding cool Friday reloads and blogs like this, which you should be sharing, by the way. Did you share the Friday reload yet? No? How long have you been listening to this? You didn't share it once on your Facebook or your Twitter? Come on, help me out here. But anyways, if you're sharing these kind of links, what you can do is use a tool like Sniffly, and it's going to grab some of the traffic from those links. How does it do it? Well, when sharing content using Sniffly, you can attach a message to the page itself. You can then include a link back to your own website, Kickstarter campaign, Eventbrite page, Shopify cart, Amazon product, and more. Next up, we have the Content Cliffhanger. A plethora of great email tools have been coming out, and I've been surprised. We have King Sumo, Opt-in Monster, all these different great tools. And I got to say, I am loving it. I'm eating it up. Now, the Content Cliffhanger, this is actually by Acquire Convert, who wrote that email guide that I mentioned earlier. Now, what it is it's a WordPress plugin that slides in from the bottom. It kind of has a bounce exchange feel to it because you have to click, I don't want that whole style. Like, I don't want more traffic. And you can fill in your email and all that. Very clean. I like the way it looks. I like the way it functions. I wonder if it performs better than King Sumo. I do not know, but hey, both are free, so you really got nothing to lose there. Now, next up, we have local tools and widgets. So there's a collection of local tools and widgets that I want to bring attention to. So the first one is My Business Locations. Business Accounts, it's a tool to manage your social in bulk, and it does just as it says. Next up, we have a free Google Local Duplicate Listing Finder tool. Then lastly, we have the ultimate list of review widgets and badges for your local business website. Next up, we have a quick little blurb on a study. So marketers are increasingly opting for Facebook video over YouTube. So the share of number of video posts, according to Social Bakers, basically shows Facebook going up, and it's now slightly below YouTube. So whereas YouTube's at was approaching the 15,000 mark, but now it's coming closer to the 12,000 mark. Facebook is right in between the 9,000 mark and the 12,000 mark. So it's definitely been making its push. I think I'm gonna try uploading some Facebook videos. I think the problem that I've had in the past is that I think the video can only be 10 minutes long. I tend to do these kind of podcasts, which are normally about 25 to an hour long. So not as useful for me. Next up, we have 24 techniques for closing the sale by Brian Tracy. This is just some classic OG sales advice, man. It's an hour long. It's on YouTube. It's only got 4,000 views, but I really liked what this guy was saying. After, the whole Wolf of Wall Street presentation I went to, direct sales, phone sales, things like that have definitely interested me more and have piqued my interest. So that's where this has been very interesting to me. And he has other things, of course, as well, but I really like this video. And of course, it is on the Friday Reload page. Now, lastly, we have honorable mentions. So we have simple math to show potential clients why local SEO is important. With some back of the napkin math, you can quickly demonstrate the importance of local SEO to potential clients. We have how to gather customer insights to increase landing page conversions. We have why coupons work, which is a big old infographic from HubSpot. This is pretty interesting because coupons are quite prolific. And then we have the Angel VC, 5 ways to build a $100 million business. This one's pretty cool. Definitely give it a check. Check it out. So that being said, that is it. Thank you guys all for tuning in this week. Take care. Enjoy your weekend, and I hope to see you again on Tuesday. Don't expect a crazy surprise podcast from me this week, but do listen to that Wolf of Wall Street podcast or check out that blog post. Let me pull it up real quick if you have not seen it yet, because it was some great content. I definitely think, it's just so topical, right? A lot of people probably saw the movie. You've heard of Jordan Belfort by now. So hear what I got from my experience. And you can also hear about how the movie almost never happened. And also, you're really going to like this blog post because I got videos, I got GIFs, I got all that fun stuff. So come to the blog, check it out, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Oh, wait, he's not done. So don't forget, guys, we have our $1,500 massive giveaway. Now, I know we were really making a push for this at the launch of our podcast, but we're still giving away one gift of about $300, depending upon which software product you choose, for every 10 reviews we get. I think right now we're about 5 reviews or 4 reviews away from another giveaway. So I would love nothing more than to come back from this weekend and see, a couple more reviews so I can give away some products. I love giving stuff away, right? So leave an iTunes review, hopefully 5 stars, and leave some feedback. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to hear more of, or how much you love me. All of these are acceptable. All right, so everyone have a good one, and then we will speak again soon.